And good evening and welcome to the Geek Show. It's a Wednesday night and we are online. So welcome everybody from around
the beginning of the week.
It is
the beginning of the week,
or the hump day
for me.
Is it?
First day back at the shop is the beginning of the week for me. So
all right,
it's like a Monday.
You have Monday.
Yeah,
and
Monday.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Monday and Tuesday is the weekend. Then Wednesday is the new Monday. Thursday is the next Sunday, and it's all very confusing.
Awesome. So, welcome everybody online. Please share, like, and subscribe, and all the rest of it. Hello, everybody. It's going to be an awesome one this week. So first of all, how's everything going in the shop? Anything new this week has arrived or coming in?
Nothing's arrived yet. It's too early in the week for anything to arrive. Wednesday, yes. Like I say, it's the new Monday. No, this week is Sisters of Battle from Games Workshop. This is an exciting one for all those Sisters players and 40k in general. So yes, lots of new Sisters of Battle stuff coming in this week. What have we got? We got the new Codex. There's data cards. There's new models. There's a little Sisters baby carrier, which is like the Grey Knight's baby carrier, but for Sisters. Because obviously they look a bit weird pushing prams around, so they got baby carriers instead.
Yeah.
There are dice, and if you're lucky enough to get dice, congratulations. We ordered like 20 packs of them. We got sent 2.
Oh wow!
So if you were lucky enough to get dice, good on you. Keep hold of them and stick them on eBay in about a week's time, and they'll be worth about 50 quid.
Awesome. I take it your two's gone.
Oh, yeah, they were gone before they even arrived.
Oh, right.
They were gone before I told anyone.
So when is all this goodies going to arrive in the shop?
I'm hoping before Saturday, because they come out on Saturday. Normally a GW arrives about Friday lunchtime or Friday morning, depending on what the UPS driver decides to do with it. Sometimes they'll arrive a bit later because I have to go to Warhammer to pick them up because he's delivered them to the wrong shop. So we'll see what happens this week. It's always fun and games with UPS.
Awesome. So we did have another guest on, Paul, who will be back on next week because he had audio issues about 3 minutes ago, and I think he's going to have another go next week.
There we go.
Awesome.
Now I feel like I'm looking at you.
Yay! So this week we have decided to pick our favorite game, or one of our favorite games.
One of our favorite games,
and show it to each other and show it to the audience and give it a bit of a background detail, etc., etc. So would you?
Hi, JD. Hi, Julian.
Oh, I haven't even been looking at. Yeah, hello. Oh God, yeah. Hello, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Hello.
Hi, Tony.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Is JD the JD I know?
That's the JD. That's the Julian of Dead Man's Hand fame.
Awesome. Hope you all enjoyed that video. That was awesome fun. My first ever game, and I came second. So I'm very proud of that. I came in the top 5.
Top two. Look at that.
Top 2, first game. Ooh.
Yeah. You were the best loser.
I was, and I've got some cunning plans for the next time. I've been mulling over my tactics, and I've got even better tactics for the next one. So I will be back. And hello, Julian, and Tony, and everybody else as they're all doing now. So starting off then, Andy, what is going to be your game you're going to be presenting this week?
I thought I'd go with a classic, but a modern take on the classic. So, and it's probably one of the most popular games in store. You've got 40k, and you've got Age of Sigmar, and you've got X-Wing. They're all very popular. Yep. But comparatively, this one, prior to lockdown, was probably the most popular game, and probably over lockdown was the most popular game in the country, if not in the world, because it's a great one that you can play online, and that is Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh.
Now, this is just the start. This is the beginner set. This is the one that if you've never played Dungeons and Dragons before, this is the one to get because it's got pre-generated characters. It's got a pre-generated adventure in there, and it takes you by the hand and walks you through it step by step. And it's really good. And obviously, because it's Dungeons and Dragons, you do whatever you want with it. You can have your own worlds and your own characters, and it's lots of fun. But yeah, this one, I think prior to lockdown, we had something like 14 different groups in the store playing this with between 6 and 8 players per group.
Oh, wow.
So that's the kind of levels that D&D has kind of reached between kind of the Big Bang Theory making like that kind of thing popular and primarily Stranger Things Stranger Things really launched D&D because obviously that's kind of the thing behind it. And then you've got Critical Role, which is a bunch of famous voice actors and actors in the States that have been meeting up for years now, and they live stream all their games and stuff. And I think they've just finished their second campaign in 4 years or something, and about to start a third one, and that is very entertaining.
Oh wow!
So yeah, massively popular. So anyone who hasn't played D&D, get on it. You're missing out. It is so much fun. So much fun.
A quick question then. So what is how much is the box and what comes in it?
So this starter set, there's 2 starter sets. So this is the starter set, which is £19.
That's good.
And it is. In there, you get a 64-page adventure book with everything the Dungeon Master needs to get started. A 32-page rule book for playing character levels 1 to 5. 5 pre-generated characters, each with a character sheet and supporting reference material. And 6 game dice. So there we go. It shows you what's in there on the back.
Wow.
It literally will, if you've never played D&D before, this is the perfect starter set because it will teach you how to play it. You don't have to worry about making characters. You don't have to worry about coming up with an adventure. It's all in the box, which means you can get together with, 5. So yeah, if you and 5 friends want to sit down and play Dungeons and Dragons and none of you have ever played before, that's your way in. That's the perfect thing to get started with because it's all there ready to go.
Right.
There is a second box, which is the Essentials pack, which essentially is the Essentials pack. So it's the continuation of this box. It's more of that adventure, but it teaches you how to generate your characters as well as play the game. So it's ideal for if you've now dabbled with it and you've played your starter set, you can now carry on with your adventure, and it teaches you the next steps and the next levels of what to do to carry on playing the game. Wow. And that, I think, is about £19 as well. So it's a nice cheap entry point for 5 of you. So.
Yeah, definitely. So, who's it made by?
It is made by. I should know that off by heart, really, and embarrassingly, I don't. I want to say it's Wizards of the Coast because I'm sure it's Wizards of the Coast.
Oh right,
it is Wizards of the Coast. I do know that actually because it's on our website, and I put it there, so I should know.
The people who do Magic the Gathering.
Yes, yeah. They're about to do. I think it's called Strixhaven, which is Magic the Gathering meets Dungeons and Dragons. So It's a crossover of things from Dungeons and Dragons being in Magic.
Oh my God.
And vice versa. They've done it a few times before with different things. Obviously, they're on about doing the Warhammer one as well. But yeah, they're doing a proper D&D one or another proper D&D one. So that should be quite interesting for us D&D players.
Wow. So having never, ever played D&D.
Oh my God.
Ever. So, in the group of you, how do you work out who the Dungeon Master is? Because obviously that's the person who's got the biggest input and most work.
It's normally the last person to say not it.
Oh, okay, right.
That's normally how. Obviously, if it's helpful if somebody's played before, they'll be the DM because they know roughly what they're doing. They've got an idea of how the system works. But to be honest, if you've got that starter set, as long as they've had it a day or two before you get started, anyone can be the DM with that because it's nice and easy. But yeah, normally your GM is the one with the biggest imagination that can come up with what's going to happen and where you're going to be and what kind of characters you're going to meet and stuff like that. But obviously, if it's complete noobs, it doesn't matter who your DM is. You can all have a go at it with that. So you can pick the box up and just go, I'll be DM this week, and next week somebody else can be it.
Oh, wow.
You can have a bit of fun.
So if you are the DM, having never ever played it, we have to have a go online.
Well,
I'm playing this online because I was just trying to
think. You really can. Like I say, over lockdown, D&D got probably bigger than it was before because there are so many different places.
Okay.
That you can go like Roll20 and obviously Zoom and that kind of thing, where you can just play D&D because you can generate your character online, or you can do it at home on a piece of paper, and then you just all meet up on a Zoom meeting or something, and you just play the game. So it's ideal for online gaming. It really is. It's fantastic for it. But I am thinking, if you've never played D&D before, I have a very special one shot that I run for beginners that have never played before. For anyone that's watching that has been, I think JD knows about my one shot, what I do with that. But yes, we'll have to arrange with you and maybe 4 others, and we'll have a go live with you doing the one shot. It takes about an hour and a half, so it's ideal for that kind of thing.
Or maybe one of the Wednesdays, maybe on one of the Geek Shows, we will get 3 other people or whatever, and we will, on the Geek Show Facebook group, get them on the show. and we'll have a go. If you want to do the DMing, I'd love to have a go.
Absolutely.
I have no clue what on earth would go on.
It is so much fun. It really is. If you've got a really good GM, it's fantastic because they'll paint you what you're living in. They can do whatever they want with it. And these weird, wonderful characters you'll meet in these odd places and strange situations, and that's the fun of it. You can go into it, and you just don't take. If anyone's taking it seriously, they're playing it wrong. It's awesome. It's silly fun that you can do with whatever you want to do with it. So it is really, really good. And it's ideal for if we should do a one shot on a live Wednesday evening. So anyone who's watching or anyone that watches this afterwards, give me a shout on Facebook or on here, and we'll do a live 6 players. So me and 5, so Drone and 4 others.
Oh, and we could do it on this show, so I can send the link out.
Yeah. And we'll do it live. And we'll do the one shot that I've got all prepared that I run for all my beginner classes, my beginner clubs of D&D, because it's a lot of fun. It really is very good.
So when do you want to do that? Do you want to do that next week or the week after?
Do it next week. Well, let's do it next week.
Let's do it next week.
There you go. Tony has never played D&D. Tony, you're in. There we go.
Yeah, and I will get. As I said, either ping Andy or myself on Facebook, or message or like or something on here. We'll go onto the Facebook group, and we have. How many do we need? So there's you in charge. 6 total. So I'll GM it. There's you and Tony. So another 3 people. Ooh. Awesome. Is JD ever played? Does he know what he's doing? He knows this one. He's not allowed on this one because he knows this one. I think he sat in at least twice on me running this one. So he'll be like, oh, I know what that is. I know where to go with that. I know who that is. So he won't be allowed to play this one. And if we can try and get newbies like myself. Yeah. It's ideal. It's no good if you've played D&D before. This will not really be much use to you because it's just silly fun. It is designed to be a funny one-off evening game just for a bit of a laugh. So if you play D&D, we're going, well, that's not how that happens. That's not what you do. That's not what it's for. It's literally just to go, this is how you role play. This is it's a D20 and a D6 pretty much. So it's fun. That sounds awesome. It is on for next week. Just a quick question. Can I straight off turn around and try and kill Tony? By all means. Oh, is that allowed in? I'm not sure what the rules are. Anything goes. Anything goes in this. You are playing your game. Obviously, there is strength in numbers, and you don't really want to kill each other. But obviously, if you want to, you can. I'm not going to stop you. Or can you like open a door to a dungeon, push him in, and then shut the door? Oh, that happens a lot. That happens when you're walking up to doors, going, "Is the door trapped?" And it's like, send somebody to check. Who are we going to volunteer to push at the door that finds out if there's a trap in the door? I'm liking it. I am liking even some dogs barking in the background in support. Yeah. The dogs approve. It is game on. There you go. And there you go. Basset Hound approved. There we go. So what do we need for next week? I will send anyone's doing. I'll send you a link so you've got a little data sheet. You can download a free data sheet off the Wizards of the Coast website for Dungeons and Dragons, and we'll keep it simple. So you don't need to worry about I need these weapons or I've got to roll this. We'll have a quick get together where we'll go right. These are your stat lines, and that's pretty much it. You'll need a D20 and 4 D6. Okay. And I think that's all you need. I'm pretty sure that's all I run in that game. Again, it doesn't get too complicated. There's no magic going on. Like, you're not going to learn to use spells, and there's not going to be mass combat or special weapons. It is properly a little dungeon crawl, a little adventurous dungeons crawl where you'll go from room to room going, what's happening in here, and what's that connected to this, and what's that in the dark? Ooh. Do you have to wear a cape? I will be wearing a cape. I might even put my judge's helmet on. Oh, I think, I like your judge's helmet. Actually. The judge's helmet may make a return. Maybe I'll cape it up a bit for that. I'll put a carrier bag on it or something. I think fancy dress next week by the participants will add even more fun. Why not? I'll get some mood lighting, some down lighting for mood. Yeah, that would be awesome. I am super excited about that. Having never ever played it, and then at least I can go. I've played Dungeons and Dragons. You can. There will be people on here that are old enough to remember when it was just D, before they added the and D. That's how old they are. I've got customers in shop. They're so old they don't even remember. They remember when they added the extra D to it, and it was just D. Just D. Just D. I don't know whether it was Dungeons. I don't know if it was Dragons, but they had just one. Awesome. So what have you brought with you? So what I
Mr.
have,
Drone, what have you got? Let me have a guess.
Go on then.
Now, we do Aliens enough, so I don't think you bought the Aliens board game again, have you? Surely,
surely not.
I'd imagine it could be Dungeon Bowl because you do like your Dungeon Bowl.
But best game in the world.
It almost makes a weekly appearance. It could almost be a drinking game at this point. Every time Drone mentions Dungeon Ball or Aliens, you take a shot. We'd all be paralytic within 15 minutes of the show starting.
Loving that idea. Loving it.
So what else could it be? Could it be Monopoly? No.
Could be.
Something related to what he likes. Could it be that side?
Yeah, it is. Dun, dun, dun. Gaslands!
Yay!
So, first of all, Gaslands, for people who have not played before, is by Osprey Games, or Osprey Games, should I say?
Osprey, yeah.
Osprey, yeah. Which is awesome. So, there are two versions. There is the initial version. So, with this, you do not get any pieces or anything, but you can go mad, and I'll show you in a minute, with Hot Wheels or Corgi toys, and make all your own vehicles, etc. There are the rules are really simple. There's print and cut out tokens in the initial one. This is how you swerve. This is how you work out if you're going too fast to make it around corners, etc. There are going to my awesome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pencil case, which I stole off a very small child. There are places on the internet that actually print the acrylic tokens, and these are awesome. And these are very, very cheap, and they are come in loads of different colors, and they are really, really good. So definitely we will be playing this at Worcester War Games sometime. Those there is Gaslands came out. There is now the second book, Gaslands Refueled, big chunky, hefty book.
Oh, that's a chunk of a book.
This is somebody you could quite happily club to death with this one.
That's still Osprey? Osprey still doing that?
It's still Osprey. I heard somewhere that Rebellion have got some sort of shares in it or own it, or I don't know. I don't know if that's true. We're going to have to ask Mr. Kingsley. Awesome. It's got loads of ideas for Mad Maxing your cars up. And as I said, there are no official pieces for this. You just go mad with Hot Wheels. And I have a video. And I'm going to show some. So this is I am totally addicted. So you start off and you make one, and then it just goes mad. So I've got motorbikes, cars, buggies, monster trucks, and actual big lorries with everything else, war rigs.
So are there different rules depending on what the vehicle is?
Yes, there is. Yes, there are. Okay, and different speeds, etc. So let me just show you the mad stuff I've built. And this has all cost me pennies because I've just gone mad on secondhand Hot Wheels cars, that you get from Poundland and stuff. As you can see, my conservatory is completely overtaken by them. They are awesome fun.
The theme there, I'm seeing there's a rusty theme going on with all this.
Rusty, I love rust. There's one of the cars, but they are awesome fun. So if you go into B&M, they sell big, like a B&M truck for £3, but you can Mad Max it out. Just by, and we do a tutorial on how to take a very nice little B&M truck for about £2 and turn it into a war rig that any Mad Max would be proud of. Awesome game, really, really fun for 2 to about 6 players, I think. It is the way we play it. It's an awesome game. So a lot of people are playing this. There are you can play it with normal dice, or you can go and actually go off to eBay and buy funky dice, which has got like spin and slide and shift if you're going to try and change gears. So you try and speed up, and you can run people over. But you don't get out of the cars, but you can crash people and all the rest of it. It's an awesome game. It is possibly my favorite post-apocalyptic game at the moment, but maybe sometime in the future there will be a better game.
Wow. That almost sounds like a challenge.
It does, doesn't it?
So gauntlet has been thrown down.
So, sorry, Paul will be on hopefully next week. Paul, have you ever played D&D? If not, you're on next week. If
not, you're about to.
I am super excited. So, so Gaslands. Do Worcester War Games play Gaslands?
We don't actually. It's one of those games that we really want to.
Yeah.
But every time I get a rule book in, somebody comes in within almost 10 minutes and goes, "Don't suppose you got Gaslands rule book, have you?" And it's like, I could keep this and enjoy Gaslands, or I can sell it and somebody else can enjoy Gaslands and I'll get another one. And every time I get another one, somebody comes and goes, "You got a copy of Gaslands, the rule book?" It's like, people, stop buying my toys.
Don't they
it's
know?
not a shop, it's my hobby room. It's don't keep buying my stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, it is one of those things we really desperately want to play in store. And it just keeps getting, like I say, we either can't get the rule book or it just sells out so quickly that we don't get a chance.
Oh, I will bring it down one of the Sundays. I heard that you had an awesome Dead Man's Hand.
Oh, we did.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
It was so good. It wasn't a tournament. It wasn't competitive because Dead Man's Hand just isn't that kind of game. But Sunday just gone, we opened up our tables, still observing social distancing because we all want to be safe. But yeah, we just had everyone come down that wanted to play Dead Man's Hand for the day. We just played Dead Man's Hand for the day. We had lots of new people that had never played before that thoroughly enjoyed themselves. Wow. And then we had lots of people that have played before and they thoroughly enjoyed themselves. And yeah, it was fantastic. We just had all the lovely foreground terrain out on the table. So it was properly the Old West. And yeah, it was fantastic fun. I think overall we got about 18 people came down over the course of the day to play. Wow. So yeah, it was really, really good fun.
Who would you say are the sort of top 3 players at Dead Man's Hand at Worcester War Games? Just so I know who to try and ignore or...
Well, there's a difference between top 3 players because they're good and the top 3 players are people who just play it a lot.
Okay.
There's no crossover really with that. The best players aren't the ones particularly that play the most. Most of us that play it a lot are not very good at it. And to be honest, because it's a dice game and it's a card game, you could be the best tactician in the world and then your dice don't roll properly and your cards screw you over. So yeah, it all goes to pieces.
Definitely, which I found out when I started off good with my loaded dice.
You did,
and then it went horribly wrong. Actually, after that.
We had a shocker on Sunday of an orange dice that just rolled nothing but 19s and 20s all day.
Wow!
I fixed it because I rolled it, and then it went through a 3 and a 7 or something. So I can fix dice personally. But yeah, the one guy that was using it just constantly 19, 20, 19, 20. It's like, oh my god!
Did you ban him?
No, I just put the dice in my mouth and fixed it.
Okay.
And then he didn't want it after that.
Strange, yeah. Lick the dice and then
yeah,
really, really strange. So who would you say was outstanding? Who played? Who would you like to do a shout out on Sunday? Who was?
I've got to give a shout out to my man Spencer. It was his first time playing it. It was he of the orange dice. As good as his games were that he had an outstanding moment. We played. Everyone kind of played little games throughout the course of the day, and then when we finished, 4 of us stuck around. There was me, Julian, Mike, and Spencer, and we stayed and we played the whorehouse mission. There was somebody else there. I can't remember the other person. Alex. How can I forget Saunders?
I think you're going to have to explain this a bit more. You can't just say whorehouse and not give us the details.
So we have the lovely Sassy Gal, which is the foreground giant whorehouse, essentially. It's called the Sassy Gal. For us, it's Law's Whores because wonderful assistant Laura built it, so it's Law's Whores. We lost some of the doors when we were making it, so it's Law's Whores without any doors. But that's a safety feature for the girls to make sure nothing bad or untoward will happen to them.
Especially if it catches on fire or anything like that.
Well, that's it. It's health and safety nightmare otherwise.
Safety first.
Yeah, especially a lot of them got like wooden teeth, so they'll go up in flames in no time at all.
Oh my god, yeah. Never thought of that.
Yeah, see, you got to think of these things. Risk assessment.
Yeah. That's why there's no fire eaters then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fascinating fact.
Well, that's why the Indians have fire water.
It is.
No, historically accurate. So yes, we have a scenario that we've invented, which is essentially for anyone that was a fan of the TV show Firefly, a town called Jane, where they have to basically hold the whorehouse while bandits try and get in. So we had 2 gangs in the whorehouse, 2 gangs outside, and the winner, or the bad guys won if they could get 4 guys inside the building, and the good guys won if they could stop them.
Oh, awesome. Oh, that sounds awesome.
So it's a great free-for-all, and people are running about and shooting. Spencer, God love him, he took a shot full width of the board at one of the good guys that was hiding in the Thunderbox, or the crapper, whatever. Those who aren't completely au fait with full history, a Thunderbox is a crapper, or a toilet, or a latrine, or a lavatory.
Yes.
And the guy was sat in there, and he literally shot past about 8 or 9 people that were in combat and shooting at each other, and just natural 20, just took this guy out in the toilet from right across the board, full width of the board. And it's like, that was special. That was one of those moments where in your mind, because it's cinematic, you're imagining the slow-mo Matrix thing of this bullet passing through trigger guards and just missing people, and just took this guy out. It was like, that was a proper applause moment. So yes, fair play to Spencer for that. I'd also like to give a shout out to Steve. Steve was playing. Let's say Steve doesn't play with a full deck, even when he's playing with a full deck.
I know what you mean.
After we had an argument about how many cards was in a deck, and he was arguing the same number as me, but getting it wrong every time, which was quite special. Quite special. Yeah. Until he realised how he was like, oh yeah, okay, no, it is. You're right. Yeah. It's like, okay.
I have a question, because when I came in and came second in my first game, which I thoroughly enjoyed, on the way out, I was perusing the shop, and I decided to buy, which is awesome, the zombie, the Baron. The Baron, yes.
I
was gravitating towards him because it's just, and you get a hell of a lot in the box.
You do. Who doesn't want a bit of hoodoo voodoo going on?
Now, I haven't got the rules yet, the other bit of the rules. So how the hell do you use those people?
So, as far as I haven't used the Baron for a long time. We did a special release when The Curse of Dead Man's Hand came out, which is the Baron and the Mountain Men. Yeah. The Malevolent 7, which is the Undead Magnificent 7. And there's the Count and a couple of other models. So he has a posse of zombies that can't shoot, and they don't move particularly quickly, but you can't stop them. They just wave after wave after wave. So they become, and they have terrifying, so you have to make sure you don't run away because you're scared of them. Yeah. And you can add in zombie bears and the Buffalo Man and all these fun things. So yeah, but he is a very specific scenario-based character. So he's not one of those ones you go, let's just have a shootout, because you've got no shooting with the Baron. So he is he's very scenario-based for his scenario, specifically designed for him and his gang.
Got you. It's just that the figures are awesome, and I thought I can't not buy these.
Yeah, he's cool. He's got the full kind of live and let die skeleton face paint, and he's got the top hat, and he's such a cool model.
It is, and also I was blown away by how awesome the scenery is.
Oh yeah. Foreground do lovely stuff. I'm hoping I've contacted Foreground this week trying to get more terrain in, because everyone wants some at the moment, especially after Sunday. We've almost completely sold out of Dead Man's Hand again. So if anyone does want the 2-player starter set, I will say now. I think we've got about 3 copies, maybe 4 copies of it left, and that's it. It's gone. We had a message the other day from Stuart over at Great Escape saying they have completely sold out. That is it. It's gone forever. So get it while you can. So if anyone does want it, I think our website's down at the moment, so I think we're having technical issues with it. So if you do want it, give me a shout on Facebook or on here or whatever. We can sort that out. But yeah, so if you do want the 2-player starter set, it's amazing value for money. So get it while you can, because when it's gone, it's gone.
Oh my God! So I do have that, and that's the Australian version, and that's the UK version.
Yeah, that's down under, and that's America.
So with the tent building in it, Is that only available in that starter box?
That is only available in that starter set.
Wow.
The Tent Blacksmith is only available in that starter box. I have heard on the grapevine, a little birdie has told me that there may be more Tent Town coming out soon from Foreground. Wow. They may be doing some more bits and pieces to go along to broaden that set, which is quite cool. And if you do get that set and you do open it up and you go, why is there a wet wipe in there? That is the tent for the Tent Town roof. We've had a few people come in going, people have gone, do they think I'm going to need to clean my glasses, or have I got glue in my eye? But no, that's your tent that goes on the roof of the actual building.
Exactly. I must admit, the model is absolutely amazing. And it's a great introduction when you first get it, because you get the two gangs, you get the dice, you get the rules, and you get a little building to run around and shoot people out.
Yeah, you get everything you need in there.
So how big, when we were playing it, how big is the size of the board that you need to play on?
So we're on a 3x3, which is standard board size, so 3 foot by 3 foot. Okay. That's the standard size for the game. We've done larger games. Obviously, we did some. I wish I could find the pictures and show them. I'll try and find them. We'll post them on the Geek Show. We've got some where we pushed 2 6x4 tables together and made a huge town, and everyone played simultaneously on it, which was insanely good fun. Wow. So if I can find those pictures, I'll post them up on the Geek Show so everyone can have a look at those. And we'll try and do it once lockdown, soft lockdown, whatever you want to call it, we're in at the moment, is finished. We'll look at getting one of those days arranged, and we'll all just get our gangs together and just have a massive shootout.
Awesome. I must admit, it was so much fun. That's probably one of the most fun games I've played for years, actually.
Yeah, it is a cracking game. It's one of those ones where it's there's no kind of if, buts, or maybes. If you're taking it seriously, you're doing it wrong. Because it's almost impossible to take seriously. It's so much fun.
Tony said he had some issues with the tent. So he put a hard roof on it.
Yeah, why not? Why not, indeed?
It looked good. I saw some pictures. Looks very, very good. It's nice with the tent, though, because technically they could fall through. You could shoot people off and they fall through the tent.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we actually got to that point with our game where we had anyone on the roof get knocked off, because that's always fun. If you shoot somebody on the roof, you roll to see if they fall off.
I did
the
actually.
Roof, or you will fall off, and you'll.
I did. I jumped onto the toilet because I was trying to shoot the guy.
Yeah.
I got shot off the roof and fell off, which is highly entertaining. Brilliant. So, what other games do you have coming up, and what do you have any nights, any special nights of gaming? Next Tuesday, I think the 16th, whenever the 16th, I think it's next Tuesday, if not Wednesday. The plastic Dead Man's Hand gangs are released, and we have a lot. We have a lot of them coming in. So, if you do want them, let me know as soon as possible, because they are selling out fast. I think we've sold over half of them easily on the pre-orders. Wow. So if anyone does want it again, give me a shout. Let me know, because this one it's going forward, we can get loads more of them. But obviously, if you want to get them as quickly as possible, because they are worth getting, they're amazing models. Let me know soon as, and we can get those for you. But yeah, so I think it's whenever the 16th is, next Tuesday, I think, and they're £15 for 10 plastic. Wow. It's silly money. It's so cheap. Games Workshop. Why aren't you watching and going, that's what we should be doing? Yeah, definitely, and you can actually get them, unlike Games Workshop.
Yeah. Imagine that, where you can actually get the things you want from a company. Imagine a company that wants to make money by selling products that they make.
That is bizarre. Bizarre. So what is going on with Games Workshop at the moment? What are they releasing this week? I thought they had a few
what's
big
going
stuff.
on what's going on with Games Workshop at the moment? Who knows? I'm not 100% sure even Games Workshop know at this point. So we got the sister stuff coming out this week, but we had the big announcement last week of the new Age of Sigmar 3.0. So it's called Dominion. And shiny gold ground marines, or the Stormcast Eternals, versus some new, I'm going to be kind and call them interesting sculpts for orcs. And the new big box. This is what normally these things come out, and it's going to be, I would imagine it'll be good value for money. I don't know. We don't know the price yet until next week. But 2 big armies in there, the rule book, everything you need, new starter set essentially. All new models are only available in the box set. The new rulebook, which we don't know whether that's going to be available straight away on its own or whether it's only going to be in the box set. We don't know how many copies of the box set there's going to be, whether it's limited edition, whether they'll go, oh, actually, it's not worth our time and trouble to make enough for everyone, so we're just not going to bother. We don't know. But it as far as we know, it will be going forwards. There will be plenty of them eventually, maybe, hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the big release coming up. I think goes on pre-release not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So the 19th, I think it is. Yeah. And then comes out on the 3rd of July.
3rd of July.
That's all it's going to be about from Games Workshop for the next 3 weeks or so. It's just going to be this Dominion box set of it's coming. Here's the cool stuff that's in it. Here's the costing of it. Here's how many you'll get. We'll see what we get with that.
Okay. Do you know any prices or
no, anything? Nothing at all. Other than the fact we know it's Stormcast versus Orcs with a smattering of hobgoblins. We've seen the models. If people like the models or they don't like the models or they're indifferent. But that's all we know. That's all we know about it. It's still fairly early on. They've been teasing us for a couple of weeks now. So hopefully next week we'll have a lot more idea about what it's going to be, how much it's going to be, exactly what's in the box set, and then how many copies people are going to get and stuff. So yeah, next week's the big reveal for that, as opposed to the kind of soft reveal they've been doing so far.
Do you know how many you're going to get, or is it like a lucky dip? You sort of
not a clue. We're hoping plenty. So who knows? This is it at the moment. We don't know. We can order stuff and they'll go, oh, we're putting a cap on it. Like I say, we ordered 20 packs of Sisters of Battle dice and we got set, or we're being sent 2. We ordered 30 of the Cursed City and we got 15. They did a release for the dice for the Soulblight Gravelords, the undead stuff, and you only got 1 for every 2 copies of their Battle Tome. So they were restricting it. That was like, well, you have to buy loads of the Battle Tomes, but you can only have half as many dice as the Battle Tomes. Like, well, I can sell 50 packets of dice. I can only sell about 10 Battle Tomes. Yeah. I want lots of dice, but yeah, we couldn't have that. So yeah, it's one of those. We hope we can have as many as we want, but we won't know until at least Monday how many we're actually going to get. Whether there will be I imagine they'll do a staggered thing of going, if you get X amount, you get this free. If you get X amount more, you'll get this. So we'll get like a standee and a display shelf or something if we get like 50 copies, and then if we get 200 copies, we'll be allowed a packet of dice or something. I don't know.
So once your website's back up, how do people pre-order or let you know to put their name down?
Yeah, to be honest, most of it's just come in the shop and say, I want a copy of that, or give me a shout on Facebook and say, I want a copy of that. And I've got a list on the laptop here, which basically has everyone's names on it. We can't. Okay. Games Workshop legal department, look away now, because I might say the wrong thing. And I might get a phone call and an email tomorrow going, you're not allowed to do that. You can't tell them that. So we're not allowed to split the boxes. Okay.
Right.
But if you only want one half of the box, so if you go, I want the orcs out of it, let me know which half you want, and we'll try and put you in touch with somebody who wants the other half, so then you can buy a box each and then swap your halves between you. Now, I'm not condoning this behavior and in no way, shape or form endorse the swapping of halves of boxes. And I certainly will not be breaking boxes down. Okay, GW, I'm not breaking the boxes down.
Totally.
I may even have to kick you out of the store, and you'll have to do it outside on the pavement. I'm not entirely sure what I'm allowed to do in this scenario. I've been told off once before for this, so I'm being very careful not to get in trouble again.
All right. Yeah. Is it version 3.0?
3.0, yes. This is, 5 years now, I think we've been doing AOS, so every 2 years. So this will be year 6, I assume. 2, 4. Oh, it'll be year 5. It'll be just starting. So yeah, so I think it's every 2 years we get a new Age of Sigmar. So this is 3.0. So yeah, we must have had 4 years worth.
All right.
And game-wise, the game's fantastic. It's not Warhammer Fantasy Battle by any means. It's a beer and pretzels game, but it's a lot of fun because of it.
So you get beer and pretzels.
Oh, that would be even better if you did.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
If I'm allowed to split the boxes down, I will split down. You can have all the plastic models, and I'll have all the beer and pretzels.
Sounds awesome. I'm just trying to find a picture.
There is some. I know there's. I don't know if there's any of the outside of the box, but there's definitely some of the the armies and stuff you get in there with their very Lord of the Rings-esque orcs.
Yeah. Let me have a look. Let me just see if I can.
Well, whilst you're doing that, I'm just going to do a bit of free publicity and just say we've had our new. I don't know if it's going to show up clean.
Let's zoom in.
Let's see if I can get this stupid webcam.
Nearly.
Almost. There we
go. Wow.
So these are our resin.
Let's see if that one.
Come on, guys. You can do this. Come on. Let's try and do 2 at a time. See if I can get 2 at a time. There we go. Oh, almost.
Oh, almost. Oh.
It's holding them still enough.
We will post a picture up, I think.
I'll get some decent pictures of them. There we go. But yeah, these are the Alien Hive bases for the board game Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Core. So we've made some special little hive bases. So if you want your aliens or your marines to be walking around in the hive, we've got 3 optional bases on that. They come in a pack of 5, so you get two of them and then 1 extra one. If you want to do something a bit different with your aliens, with your colonial marines, or you want to do something a bit different with your xenomorphs, those are now available. They will be on the website sooner or later.
Okay.
That might be what's broke the website. I was trying to upload pictures of these earlier on today, and it's not worked again since. So I think it might be a me issue rather than anything else issue. There we go. No, that's not them.
Isn't it?
Is it? Are they in there? Yeah, it is, I think.
Hobgoblins and Age of Sigmar.
Yes. I don't know if they're in the box or whether that's an extra release.
Dwarves.
Yeah, if you scroll back up a bit, there's the Dominion box. That's the one you want to click on. There. There.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. What's in the box? Find out in 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a rough idea of what's in the box, but we're not. Oh, hang on. Go back. Stop. Buy one mini, get one free. Oh, okay. That the Terminator-looking dude on the right-hand side, as we're looking at it, him, is very reminiscent of the very first Terminator model that they made at Games Workshop. And I've got a massive thing for that model. I love it. It looks like somebody's done a kind of reworking on there. I thought that maybe somebody was reissuing the old one, but no, apparently not. So if anyone watching happens to have one of those old Terminators and doesn't want it anymore, by all means, send it to me, and I want it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and also, there's nothing better than buying off one of the presenters of the Geek Show, and you will be forever in Valhalla.
You will. You really will.
Awesome. No, it looks good. It looks really, really good. I think we'll have to wait till they actually show what's in the box. But it looks like we've got about another week on.
I think it's Saturday.
Before we get that.
So yeah, I think Saturday week.
Let me just show. Is that the cover?
No, I don't think so. That's a bit too generic for a cover.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, does it? I would have thought they would have done something a bit more swanky than that.
Yeah, it'll be a big battle scene of the 2 armies coming in. You'll have the Stormcast Eternals on the left, and you'll have the Orcs on the right. That's really confusing. Yeah, but yeah, that's what'll happen. You'll have them. The Orcs will be on the right because they always seem to put the bad guys on the right, and then they put the good guys on the left.
Any idea roughly how many will be in each army? Do you think? Okay, more than one.
Yes, there is a absolutely beautiful leader for the Stormcast. They previewed her during the Warhammer Fest week, which is she stood on some nice stones and she's got these beautiful big feathery wings going on. Lovely. And most people just want that part of the box, so they want her out of it as a paint thing because it's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous model. That one's going to be a hot item that I think you'll see a lot of those on eBay immediately that it gets released. People pre-selling that because it's lovely.
A quick question then, because I've not played Age of Sigmar either. I know Skelly from V2A is
the week after we've done D&D, we'll play AOS live on stream.
Yeah, so
this stream's going to take a whole turn.
What about terrain and stuff? So I take it it's not like Hero Quest, so you're not playing it on a board.
No. So it's more open rain. You can wander around the board doing what you want to. There's special rules for terrain that you can play where certain bits of terrain give you different things, and you can have. Oh, there we go. JD has given us a link. I I would be very cautious on clicking on that because he might have been looking on one of his other tabs that you might not want to show on your site.
Oh no!
Because let's call it one of his specialist websites that he goes to. That's what that could be.
Yes, I think I know exactly what. Yes.
But yeah, you can get specialist terrain for your own army. They seem to have done a terrain piece for each army as well, so you get some really cool looking models for that as well. So you got like big stone moons and things.
So who would you recommend terrain by? So is it Games Workshop, or are there other smaller companies?
You can use any terrain you want, really. It's a fantasy setting, so you do whatever you want with it. But Games Workshop do some very nice army specific terrain. Their generic terrain for Age of Sigmar is not great. It looks cool and everything, but it's very square. It's like you might as well at that point be putting a shoebox on that's got some nice pictures on it. But their specialist terrain for all their armies is really, really nice because it's very in keeping with their armies. But yeah, you can use whatever you want. It's a fantasy setting, so fantasy terrain.
I heard somewhere, I may have dreamt it, but I think I heard somewhere there is an Age of Sigmar either computer game or a VR game coming up.
Yeah, I think so. There seems to be bits and pieces coming out for stuff. I don't follow a lot of that things because I can't paint it, and I get told off if I try painting it because it means I'm getting paint on the telly. Exactly. Yeah, I think there is an Age of. I think they've done one for
Battle Sisters,
like a Battle Sisters. Same to you.
Yes.
Yeah, they've done ones for I think they did a Warcry one. They did a Underworld style thing. But yeah, I think there is, because obviously you've got Total War, which is old Warhammer Fantasy, which is really popular. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they would just do an AOS skin over the top of that, which would make sense. So
I have played Battle Sisters, though, the Oculus Quest version.
Okay.
Being a big VR guy, and I love it. It's actually awesome with the Titans running around, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And the Battle Sisters, who are badass. It's a hard game, actually. And
now, what was that game you were recommending the other week that you were looking for?
It's called Demio.
Yes, that was it.
Demio.
Is that out yet? Have we played this yet?
It is
out,
and I have played it. Yes, I have. And it's very well. First of all, you're looking down onto a table, which is so you can play along with your friends.
Yeah.
Things move when you command the characters. So you can actually see them moving around. You can roll dice. It is really, really good. I am still learning the mechanics because you're in a 3D space and you can zoom in and zoom out. So there's quite a lot to it. But overall, I'm quite impressed, actually. We will have to... I will bring the Oculus Quest down and video you. Give it a go.
Walking into walls and hitting people and...
It's pretty good. You can play online. It's very much like, I would say, like Hero Quest. It's a dungeon crawler. You've got 4 characters. You can either play on your own and you have to command all 4.
Yeah.
Or you can play in a group and you will pick a character. At the moment, you can't make your own characters. You've got to pick one of these. And then you sort of get cards, and then you can play cards to do fireballs and magic and all the rest. It's pretty good. It's not very deep, so it is sort of like Hero Quest. It's very light. So if you're massively into Dungeons and Dragons and tons of experience points and all that stuff, it's not really for you. It's very, very light. But in VR, it works quite well, actually, especially with COVID when you can't really get out. You can sort of stick your helmet on and tell other people to move stuff around. It's quite good. The only thing I noticed, there's no skill level at the moment, and it starts off really hard.
Oh, okay.
So I literally just walked straight, because I think it's all randomly generated. I walked straight to this dungeon, and I had my arse kicked within about 10 moves, because I was attacked by giant spiders and goblins and everything. I was like, holy shit. And when you're first starting out and you're in a 3D world and you're trying to move it around so you can see what the hell's going on, and then it's just kicking your bum. It was good. I need to play it more to get a bit more hang, because I couldn't even get out of that one room. It was a very steep learning curve.
This does not bode well for next week.
It doesn't really. Yeah, no. But look, I'm so excited. So what do we need for next week? We've got it's a D20 and 4D6.
D20, 4D6. If you go on the Wizards account at any point, you can, if you search in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition or 5e character sheet, and that will give you a character sheet that you can fill out. It's fairly straightforward. You basically put your name at the top, and then sometime between now and then we'll roll to give your character your stats and things, and we'll go through little bits that you need. But yeah, this one shot is a very simplistic system that I've designed specifically for people who've never played Dungeons and Dragons before. If you have, you'll just go, this is just silly and pointless, but that's not what it's for. It's just for people who've never played before to go, this is just a bit of fun for an hour or so.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a bit of a laugh.
So again, there's different types. I take it there's humans and elves and all the classic D&D stuff.
Yeah, all your fantasy races you can pick and choose. There are lots of expansions. That obviously set I was showing is just the very basic set. Anyone that does play Dungeons and Dragons or moves forwards will probably want a player's handbook. This is basically the Bible of Dungeons and Dragons. So no matter what you're doing with it, you should have one of these, just because it tells you all your stats, how to roll everything up for your characters, weapons, gold, items, clothing, armor, everything. Literally everything's in there. All your different races and your classes. So if you want to be, I don't know, a halfling bard, which is my favorite character, that's in this book. Everything actually, like if you come into the shop, you'll see we've got an entire wall of books for Dungeons and Dragons.
I did see them. I just looked at them like, ooh.
Just blank. Sure. I know what this is.
I'm not sure what it is.
Most of it you don't need. There are either special scenarios and campaigns that they've done books for that are set in special places, or they're just more information about things you can add to your games. So things like Mordekainen's Tome of Foes is just more monsters, more things you can fight against. Xanathar's Guide to Everything is just more stuff that they've gone, oh, okay, if you want to play as a goblin, the rules for how to generate a goblin character are in there. It's just that kind of thing. So that player's handbook is literally everything you need to know to play the game. Everything else is just extra stuff to build out your universe more. So yeah, that's all you need for it, really, other than if you were going to complete noob.
So me being a complete noob, so one of the things I was going to ask, do you think over COVID a lot of new people have got into board gaming and tabletop gaming?
Absolutely. Oh, hang on. What's this, Tracy? I may be in trouble with the media. I've already come. Were you not watching earlier? I already said that. God, keep up, woman.
Oh, yeah, we've had that one.
Backtracking. There you go. She knows she's backtracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think over COVID, over lockdown, I think it's been a weird one, because I know a lot of people have come in the shop and, like I say, that people have been using things like Roll20 and Tabletop Simulator to play lots of games, because it's great. You haven't got to set it up, you haven't got to put it away, and you can just play with your friends, and it's good. It's not the same as being with your mates in a room and having a laugh, but it's not far from it. And obviously D&D's got a lot of stuff that's very good to be used on like the internet and stuff, so it's great for that. But we have had a lot of people coming in kind of going, yeah, I really want to play some games because my wife doesn't want to know, and my kids are too young, or my kids don't want to know, and my wife's too young. No, that's wrong. They're literally looking for people to play with, because they've kind of gone, the rest of the family don't give a crap, and they don't want, Dad, stop making us try and play these crappy games.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people are kind of going, I'd like to play some games now, please. But yeah, I think a lot of people have been trying to get into it because it's people have had time.
I think also it's the new cool. Being geek is the new chic.
Yeah, really is. The geek chic is a thing.
It is, and I think also it, from myself, from playing a lot of these games, it really pushes your mind. You have to think. It's tactic. You have a laugh with your friends, and you actually talk to each other. Not texting. What a crazy concept that is, man! Actually,
social
in a room,
interaction,
talking to people, using your sort of your ideas and your mind to come out with all this, creative thinking.
Yeah, I think that. I think that is the reason why not just Dungeons and Dragons, but any kind of role playing games were getting so popular, because people were going, it's all well and good that I can buy a box game that's got all my models in it and it tells me how to move them and where they can go and what they can do. That's okay, But you play a role-playing game, and it's all up here. It's all your GM is trying to build a world, verbally to its players to go. This is what you see. This is what you do. Where do you want to go? What do you want to look at? And it becomes like it's very much like the old kind of Spectrum and Commodore games of like the Hobbit, where you had to type go through door. Look round, search chest. It's essentially that, but verbally communicated that then gets described back to you in more detail. So it's great for things like Call of Cthulhu and Cyberpunk Red. Obviously, that was a huge game release. Down. There's an RPG for that. Age of Sigmar's got an RPG. Warhammer 40K's got RPGs. I'd say they've crossed over Magic the Gathering into an RPG situation as well. So, the people have understood now that the manufacturers are kind of going, RPGs are huge business, and they're not a massive outlay for them or for the customers to go, I want to do an RPG of this. There's a book. You're done. That's it. You haven't got to go buy mini. Just buy your book, and everyone can run from that. You don't even need to buy one each. You can just go get one between us, and we'll just share it. And it can run for months and months. Like I say, some people, the Critical Role guys, have been going for 2 years on their campaigns. So it's one of those things that can just go and go and go, and you get very invested in it as well. Your character becomes almost flesh and blood, where your mad people are getting tattoos of their characters on their leg. No names or fingers pointed at anyone in particular. Miss Laura Willett or Nee Smith, who may have a tattoo of her particular D&D character. So invested was she. But there's so much out there you can do with it. And like I say, I don't, as much as I use Dungeons and Dragons as a basis for my games, I don't use the situations. I just go, in my head, this is what I've made up, and this is where you're going to go, and these are the characters you'll meet along the way.
Wow. I can't wait.
Anyone can do it. Anyone can. Seriously, we should do one. We should come up with one for V2A.
Well, let's do it and go for it. So next week will be our first ever go. A quick question to you as well, sir. There is, do you know Lex in Worcester? So she works at War. Oh, I always get this wrong. Wimwork Creations, which makes the foam armor and all the. But
I didn't even know we had a foam armorer in Worcester.
It's a massive place, and they do it all for sort of film, TV, Lord of the Rings. They do all of this stuff, but they do live action LARP, right? So my question to you, sir, have you ever done that?
No. No, there is a hierarchy in nerdism, and LARPers. Like if that's the lowest, LARPers are down here somewhere. To be honest, I have no issue with LARPers. I think it's a bit of fun, as all of this is, and as all of it should be treated as. But the idea of running around with sticky pointed ears and pretending I'm somebody else for a weekend, and
because what I was suggesting, because we are the Geek Show, and this would be highly entertaining. I've never played D&D, which we're going to do next week. How about one of the weekends when there is one of these LARP things on? Me and you go. We're giving it a go. A beginner's guide to LARP. And we will film it for the audience to see what
you may not be allowed to. This is the thing. Some LARPers take this very seriously, and no technology is allowed.
I have heard it is a bit.
You may not be allowed to film it. They might go, only allowed. I know places have had, because we get a lot of LARPers in the store. We know a lot of people that do LARP, and I say fair play to them. If that's what they want to do, that's by all means do it. But I know that some of them do take it very seriously, that there is a tent where that's the only place you're allowed tech. So outside of that, there's no mobile phones, there's no Wi-Fi. You certainly can't film or photograph anything because they don't have it in this world. We'll have to look into that. We'll have to kind of ask around, or maybe just have sneaky badges and stuff.
I do know the right people, so I will ask them to see if we can come down for like half a day and do a beginner's guide to LARP. Because again, I've never done that either. I've seen it on the TV. No. It looks barking mad when you whack somebody over the head with a foam axe and go D6, or I have no idea. I don't even know, but it looks great fun.
Well, what we can do, I do also know a friend of mine that does the real night fighting, with the proper armor and the proper weapons.
I know a couple of people who do that.
Yeah, so we could try and mix the two. We'll turn up with their posse of guys that use real armor, and the LARPers can use their rubber foam, and we'll have a laugh. We'll bring them together.
I think maybe I think maybe as the summer goes on, maybe the Geek Show does go out and we do try a few things and see if we can take a camera, get Stig, because Stig's got a very nice camera, and maybe have a go like the sealed knot for an after. Because
I know loads of sealed knot people, so that's not a problem at all.
But again, that looks funny when they're dressed, in the Cavalier and Roundheads, but they've got glasses on and comfortable shoes, trainers, and then they're just running around with a massive pike.
Yeah,
on the afternoon.
We did what's it called, the M5 show up at Spetchley Manor a few years ago, and they do a whole weekend of it. And we had a tent up there. We were showing historical gaming and stuff off, and it was great to watch. It was sunny. It was sunny days. We were sat there drinking mead and watching people shooting muskets and charging each other, and it was great. But my favourite aspect of it was you'd see people going, "Wow, it's hot in all this stuff." Oh no, I've been mortally wounded under this tree over here where I can just kind of sit in the shade and watch the rest of the battle. I'm going to watch the rest of the battle unfold from this lovely shaded spot while some nurse comes over and mops my brow with a cold towel. And I am slain. it was like, that's the life. That's what they've got it right.
Well, also, Morris dancing is the same kind of thing, isn't it? It's all about, you think it's a medieval dance and it's sort of paganism, etc. It isn't. It's all about drinking cider.
It really is.
It really is.
Some of the meads and the ciders they make are very nice. They are very. Somebody was doing some banana mead at the time we were there, and
banana mead.
Much banana mead was quaffed in the course of the day.
That will be awesome. So next week I'm going to bring some drinks as well, and I'll bring some nibbles in the green room. So we've got them in the green room just in case anybody needs any. So there's us two. We have Tony. So there's three of us.
Tony.
And Pete. I would invite Pete, but he's played it a lot. So we're after newbies.
Anyone who's never played before, this is who it's for.
We will find them on the Geek Show Facebook group, and I'm super excited. A quick thing, it is Wednesday. Do you have Disney Plus?
I do, and I know what you're about to say because I found it this evening.
Loki comes out today. So straight after this, I am going to be watching Loki. I am very, very excited. It looks amazing. Have you watched it yet?
I haven't, no. I didn't want to watch it. I was debating on whether to watch the first episode tonight after we finish this, or whether I'd wait until all of the episodes were on like I've done for the other two shows. Because if it's any good, which I'm expecting it to be really good fun, I don't think I can wait another week without Loki in my life. So I might try and wait, but then it's going to be a case of everyone's going to come in the shop tomorrow and go, "Have you watched Loki yet?" And it's going to be ruined. So maybe I will watch it. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you have to watch it, otherwise people will come in and go, when he lost his foot or something like that, and you'll be like, "Bloody hell!" So what did you enjoy so far? I really enjoyed WandaVision. What was your thoughts on WandaVision?
WandaVision was the one out of the two that have been on that I wasn't overly bothered by. I was like, well, I'll watch it because why not? But I wasn't expecting anything from it, and then actually really, really enjoyed it. Thought it was a really good show. Definitely. It was well made. It was funny. It was clever. Really enjoyed that.
And also, every week you're desperate for the next week just to find out what the hell's going on. Where's it going? Where is it going? I really enjoyed that. What did you think of Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I thought it was awful. I was bored. It was the worst parts of the Marvel universe put in a TV show. The stuff when they were together and they were with Baron Zemo was really good fun.
Yeah,
I could watch Zemo all day long, and that was great.
He should have his own show.
Yeah, he should. We'll start a petition right here. You heard it here first, folks. Baron Zemo is getting his own show. If we have to make it ourselves. The rest of it was too political, and it was too kind of.
Didn't it go on? And also, I felt exactly the same. So first of all, I thought the stars of the show. I thought Zemo stole the show really, because he's so watchable. And he's such an awesome character. You wanted to know what's he going to do. And when he was dancing in that club, it was just awesome. And but the rest of it felt quite flat and stale. Yeah, it was quite dull. And every time they were talking about boat building for like an hour at a time, I was like, oh man,
I get it. It's a metaphor, this boat building thing, but it's like, I know why you're building a boat. but it also represents our lives together since our parents died. That we're building this boat to bring us close to, and it's like, I don't care. I just don't care.
It felt for me, because it was like 6 episodes for about an hour each. It felt like a 2-hour film stretched over about 7 hours, and there was about 5 hours of just filler in it, where you just think it would have been a lot better if they just said, it's 4 half-an-hour shows, and it just sort of lost it. And also, I didn't like the bad guy, the lady. I thought she was just dull.
Yeah. Well, as soon as you said it, I went, "Who was the bad guy in it?" Because she was so nonplussed. I was so indifferent about it. It's like I can't even remember there being a bad guy in it. I just remember
she was equally as dull as Enfys Nest in Star Wars. It was the same girl, which is I feel sorry for her.
Yeah,
for some reason, whoever's writing her stuff, just give her a good role, because the poor girl, she's starting off. She's in 2 big franchises, and they've both been crap roles.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what got the role in this, was the fact they watched her in Stars and went, "That's perfect for what we want."
Just somebody hanging around.
Somebody boring and crap to be the villain. There we go.
And very forgettable. She had no gravitas. Like Zemo, as soon as you saw him, he's such an awesome actor, and he's having so much fun with it. You don't know where the hell he's going. Is he going to steal a car? Is he going to shoot people? Sticks his mask on, goes clubbing.
Yeah,
it was.
I watched, after seeing him first reappear in it. The first time he appears, I went, "You know what? I need to go back and watch the movie with him in now, because I forget how good he was in that."
Yeah.
Civil War.
Civil War. I've got to rewatch that again. He is such an awesome actor, and everybody else on set said they were looking forward to working with him, because he's like that in normal life. He is just a bizarre man. So I think they were in a hotel filming somewhere in Eastern Europe or Europe, and he come down in the lift just wearing, I think he had like a swimsuit on or something. And this place didn't even have a pool. And then he started talking into French to some random person that he knew. And like the rest of the cast would go, "The hell's he? Why has he got his swimming cosy on?" The guy is bonkers. And I really enjoy that. Also, what I'm really enjoying is MODOK.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people have been kind of saying, check out MODOK. Even though it's a cartoon, it's well worth a look-see.
It's brilliant. So, done by the guys who did Adult Swim or Robot Chicken.
Yeah, Robot Chicken,
Very funny. The little kids will watch it and laugh, but adults will listen to what he's actually saying, and it's really naughty.
Okay.
I'm enjoying that. Also, Sweet Tooth. Have you seen that on Netflix?
I haven't. No, I was just seeing Tony said worth watching Netflix.
He's got Tooth Fairy, but it's a
Sweet Tooth. Yeah, that one's another one I've looked at and gone, something about this intrigues me. This looks like it's going to be worth watching.
It's really well made. It looks like it should be on Disney Plus, because it's sometimes you're watching it and you think, this is for kids. This really is for kids, and kids will love it. And then every so often there's like a really gruesome bit in it, and you think, huh? What?
Okay.
So it's nice to it's fluffy and nice, but it's well made. So I'm quite enjoying that. But low-key, I am super excited by. Awesome. So I think we are nearly there. Is there any shout outs you would like to?
Who should I give a shout out to? Tell you what, I'm going to give a shout out this week to my boy Ricky. He hasn't been on for the last couple of weeks, annoyingly. He kind of popped up a couple of weeks ago out of nowhere. I haven't seen him for a couple of years, which is awful. But yeah, he popped up a couple of weeks ago on here, and I've not heard back from him again since. So I don't know where he is. So Ricky, Mr. Wesley, Mr. Ricky Crystal of Bitches Brew fame. If you do watch this at some point later on in the week, or if you are on there and just lurking in the background at the moment, give me a shout, hit me up. Let's chat and get back together, because it's cool. I miss you guys.
Awesome. And a big, from my side, big thanks to Dave. We're still sending out all the V2A graphic novels. Some people have missed it from Kickstarter. So what we have done is we have released it on Indiegogo. So, but not all the tiers, just a few of the top ones. Not the top ones, the bottom ones, the low ones, the lower tiers. So it's available on Indiegogo for the next month and a bit, but that is just to finish off the last remaining. So if you haven't got one and you really want one, get it on there or miss it. That's all I can say. And it's gone really, really, man. It's gone awesome.
If you haven't got one, my question is, why not? Why have you not got one?
Why? Exactly. I will post and pull the link on Saturday night. Saturday night this week on the Freak Show, we have a post-apocalyptic festival from America called Uranium Springs, and it is an awesome place, and it's bonkers. They have flamethrowers and everything there. Seriously, I kid you not. And in a couple of weeks' time, we have. Do you like The Walking Dead? Andy?
Who doesn't like The Walking Dead? What is not to like about The Walking Dead?
Well, the TV show is not that great, but the comic is actually really, really good and sold more copies than Marvel and DC, some of the, Batman and all the rest of it.
So nearly as many as B2A then?
Nearly as
many as B2A.
Nearly as many. So we have Charlie Adlard, who is the main artist from The Walking Dead. A worldwide celeb is coming on the show in a couple of weeks' time. So we are super excited. I am super excited about next week. I'm really excited. So we're going to do it at 9:00, the same time, same back channel, bit of moonlighting.
Absolutely.
Wear a cape or make one.
I expect voices. Characters have to have voices.
A quick question. Do we get to pick what sort of race we are, like a dwarf elf, or is it roll of the dice and we can all be pixies?
You can do whatever you want. You can do whichever you want. We'll try and get everyone, me, you, Tony, and anyone else involved. We'll try and get together between now and then a couple of times, just on like Messenger or whatever. Yeah. And we'll organise who wants to be what and what we want to do, and I'll put up the options so you can choose. But yeah, there's no reason you can't go on a D6. One on this, two on that, three on. By all means, go for that.
Because that might be even more fun. Because if we do it live on the show, because then we are either screwed ourselves or not.
You'll be fine. I'm a lovely DM. I don't kill people. My dice do.
Oh, I am super excited. Brilliant. So have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We are going to get Paul on at some point because he's got some new games that he's been backing on Kickstarter, and I think he wants to go through and show us all that. So that's going to be really, really good. Next week is D&D night. I am so excited. I can finally go. I've played it as well.
Yeah, this will be next week's maybe the last V2A show, maybe the last Geek Show, because every Wednesday from that point onwards, we'll do D&D every Wednesday.
Yeah,
and that's it. Drone is now D&D mad. It's Dungeons and Drones.
I'm loving it. I'm so excited because it's one of those things I've grown up with, and I've always heard about it and known about it, but never ever. It
always used to be so uncool. That was it's the D&D kids, it's the D&D nerds. They're off in the canteen playing D&D, and it was such a stigma attached to D&D. Weirdly, no matter what you were playing, there've been so many different RPG games out there over the last 40 years, 50 years. But D&D is the one that that got noticed, and that was the one that then went, D&D nerds, they're rolling dice, D&D nerds. But now it's like, D&D nerds, can I be one? Can I be in the D&D group? So yeah, it's all come full circle, and now everyone wants to be a D&D nerd.
Awesome! I cannot wait. So have a wonderful night, everybody. We will see you all next week. So prepare for the live D&D.
Oh, this is going to be good.
I cannot wait. So we will see you next week, Andy. It's a pleasure as always. I will be down the shop on Saturday, so I will look forward to see you. Because I am after. Oh, by the way, quick question: spray cans, paints. Are they all back in stock?
I think the only thing we haven't got is any army painters all over the place at the moment. But we've got lots of TT Combat. We've got all the GW ones are back in stock. We've got sprays. We got the spray you need. It might not be the spray you deserve, but it's the spray you need.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, have a wonderful time, everybody, and we will see you next week on the Geek Show.
Yay!